Okay, good afternoon to everybody. Today we will learn the function of complex variable and analytic functions. First of all, what is function of a complex variable? If x and y are real variables, then then z equals to x plus iy form is called complex variable. Now we can define a definition for a function of a complex variable. Let the definition, main definition, let S be a set of complex numbers, a set of complex numbers, a function f from a function f from S to C. That is the function will be like this.
Sir, এটা ব্লার হয়ে আছে, দেখা যাচ্ছে না।
S to C. Okay. S to C is a rule that assigns to each z in S a unique complex number W with a unique complex number W, unique complex number W in C. Suppose this is a set S and this is the Z domain. So this is the set S. We can map to another circle, which is the image of Z, W. This is the S plane, okay, and this is Z plane. And S plane will be what? Real variable X and real variable Y. This is the origin. And this is the in W plane, real variable U and real variable and imaginary variable will be what? B in W plane. So that is the domain and this is the image. And this is the Z plane or XY plane. And this is the W plane or UB plane. And F is the function or mapping from S to C. This is the C and this is the S set. So we can define a function of a complex variable like this. And S is called the domain of the function f. Okay, S is called the domain. This S is called domain of the function, and this C is the called image or range. Okay, this is the image and this is the domain. So this mapping can be denoted by W equals to F of Z. And this is also called Z plane. Remember it, this is also called Z plane and this is called W plane. Z plane and this is W plane or UV plane. Z plane is also called XY plane. Remember it. Now, what is analytic function? What is analytic function? Okay. What is analytic function? So, what will be the analytic function of a complex variable? A complex function f of z, a complex function f of z is said to be analytic. Is said to be analytic at a point z naught if f of z is differentiable at z naught and at every at every point of some neighborhood of z naught. Neighborhood of z naught. So a function is analytic. A function is analytic if it is defined and differentiable at each point of region R. This function also known as regular function, regular or holomorphic. function. Suppose there is a, this is the region R, and this is the center at Z0. There are many points starting from Z1, Z2, Z3, dot up to infinity. There are infinite number of points. So if we draw any neighborhood centering with Z0, suppose this is the del neighborhood, then for every neighborhood of Z0, the whole function will be defined and differentiable. Okay, so this is called actually analytic function, and it will be defined also defined and differentiable at each point of Z0. Remember it. For example, we can cite an example. Example 1 of analytic function. Polynomials, rational function of polynomials are analytic function. Number 2, if we take complex conjugate modulus square, complex conjugate means z bar, and modulus square is differentiable at z equals to 0, so it is no higher analytic. So it is no higher analytic. Okay, analytic. These are the two examples of analytic or non-analytic function.
Last line ka ki
Always remember that a function, any differentiable function is always continuous, but converse is not true. Okay, any differentiable function is continuous, but converse is not true. Remember it. This is an important theorem of calculus, actually, for the first semester. Okay, now we will try to prove the necessary and sufficient conditions for f of z to be analytic. It is also called Cauchy-Riemann equation. Okay, state and prove Cauchy-Riemann equation. Also, this is the statement of Cauchy-Riemann equation or Cauchy-Riemann condition. The necessary conditions for a function for a function f of z equals to u plus I b to be analytic, an analytic function, at all the points in a region R. In a region R. So first condition will be partial differentiation of u with respect to x equals to partial differentiation of b with respect to y. And second condition will be partial differentiation of u with respect to y equals to minus partial differentiation of b with respect to x. Okay. This is the statement, that is, this can be written as u, partial differentiation of u equals to partial differentiation of b with respect to y, and partial differentiation of u with respect to y equals to partial differentiation of b with respect to x. This is the statement. Now we'll try to prove this. Now prove, let f of z equals to u plus ib be analytic. Function. Given function is what? Analytic. Remember it. This is the given function and given condition. So f of z equals to u plus ib be analytic, and del u a small increment of u, and del b scan a small increment of b be the increment of u and b respectively. And del x del y be the small increment of x and y. The rate of change of u and b will be what? Del u del b, and rate of change of x and y will be del x del y, small increment. So by the definition of partial derivative of z, you must know by the definition of derivatives of function, this equals to what? This will be the limit del z tends to 0. This will be the ratio of functional difference z plus del z minus f of z divided by point difference. Okay, point difference will be what? Del z minus z. Okay, or we can write this equals to del z only, same. Okay, and we can also denote this del u del b like this, del. Okay, same this. Okay, this is the from the definition of derivatives. Okay, now z equals to what? F of z equals to what? f of z equals to what? You must know f of z equals to u plus ib. Okay, so we can write this equals to u. U means what? U plus del u. Okay, plus 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 I into what will be? B will be what? B plus del B. Okay. Minus f of z equals to what? U plus IB. Okay. This divided by what will be? Del z, and this will be the limit. Limit del z tends to 0. Just putting the values. Therefore, f dash z equals to what will be? Here u and u will be cancelled, and IB will be cancelled. So we get only what? Del u by del z plus I del b del z, and there is will be limit del z tends to 0. Since this is the equation number 1, since f of z is differentiable, f of z is differentiable at each point of the region R. So del z tends to 0. That means very near, del z very near to 0 along any path. Now, first case 1, parallel to x-axis, So along the x-axis, what will be? Along the x-axis, you must know z equals to what? X plus iy. Okay. But on x-axis y equals to 0. You must know along x-axis y equals to 0. That's one way. So that if z equals to x plus y, but on x-axis y equals to 0. Okay. Therefore, del y equals to what will be? 0. Since y equals to 0, del y equals to what will be? 0. And from here, z equals to what? Z equals to x, since del y equals to 0. So putting these values in equation 1, putting these values in equation 1, in equation 1 we get f dash z equals to what will be? Limit del z tends to 0, u del z del z plus I del u del z. So here z equals to x. Okay, so this will become x. This will become x, and this can be written as, by the definition of limit del u del x plus I del u del x. This is equation number 2. Case 2, parallel to y-axis. Okay, for z equals to x plus iy, but on y-axis x equals to 0. Okay, therefore Lx equals to what will be? 0. So putting x equals to 0, we get z equals to iy. Okay, iy. So putting z equals to iy, y in 1, what we get? F dash z equals to limit del z tends to 0, u I y. So this will be I into del y. Okay, plus I del b I del y. This can be written as minus I del u del y plus del b del y. This is equation number 3. From equation 2 and 3, we can write these are equal. Okay, same derivatives, because it's differentiable at each point of that. So we can write del u del x plus I del u del y equals to del b del y minus del u del y. So equating real and imaginary part, del u del x equals to what will be? Del b del y, and imaginary part what? Del u del y equals to minus del u minus del b del y minus del b del y. Okay. So del u del u 1 by I. 1 by I means what? 1 by I means minus I. Remember it. Okay, 1 by I equals to minus I. This is why minus I del u del y plus I by I. What? Cancelled. Now, equation 2 and 3, same definition, derivatives. So from equation 2 and 3, we get this one. Now, equating real and imaginary part, this is the real part and this is the real part. Okay. So equating real and real part, this equal. And this is the imaginary part. Okay. So these two imaginary part will be equal. And actually, this is the conditions of Cauchy-Riemann equation. This one. Okay. So the necessary conditions for a function f of z u plus ib to be analytic function at all the points in a region R. That means this will be equal. Okay, that means partial derivative of u with respect to x equals to partial derivative of b with respect to y, and partial derivative of u with respect to y equals to minus partial derivative of b with respect to x. So there are two cases. One is parallel to x-axis. Parallel to x-axis means what? Y equals to 0. Y equals to 0. So increment will be 0. This is why y equals to 0 and z equals to only x. Just putting z equals to x in equation 1. Okay. Then we get this one. According to the definition of limit, we get the definition of partial derivatives. Similarly, for case 2, parallel to y-axis. So parallel to y-axis means what? Parallel to y-axis means the equation of y-axis. So x equals to 0. Okay, x equals to 0. So increment will be 0. Therefore, z equals to x plus iy becomes z equals to iy only. Okay, just putting z equals to iy here. Okay, then we get the another equation 3. 1 by I equals to minus I. 1 by I equals to minus I. How? This can be written as I by I square. Okay. But I square means what? Minus 1. This is why minus I. Remember it. This is the required, necessary and sufficient conditions for f of z to be analytic or Cauchy-Riemann equation or conditions. Now there is an example. Test whether the following function are analytic or not. There are 5 examples. First one is f of z equals to z square, w equals to sin z, f of z equals to complex conjugate of z, that means z bar, f of z equals to modulus of z whole square, and number 5, f of z equals to twice xy plus I into x square minus y square. Now, how we can prove that the function is analytic or not? Okay. Now, first solution, first one, f of z equals to what? Z square. This is given. Okay. Given complex function of complex variable. So partial derivatives, what will be? Partial derivatives. So you must know this can be written as u plus ib equals to what? U plus ib equals to z equals to what? X plus iy whole square. This can be written as x square plus twice I xy plus iy whole square, or u plus ib equals to what will be? X square minus I square means minus 1. I twice s. This is the equation number 1. Now equating real and imaginary part on both sides. So u equals to what will be? This real part equals to real part, and b equals to what will be? Twice xy, right? Now partial derivative del u by del x, what will be? Partial derivatives twice x. Okay. And partial derivatives of u with respect to y, what will be? Minus twice y. Again, partial derivative of b with respect to x, what will be? Twice y. And partial derivative of b with respect to y, what will be? Twice x. Right? Since this twice x equals to what? What? Del b, del y. And this means what? Minus del u, del y. Since del u, del x equals to del b, del y, and del b, del x equals to minus del u, del y. So Cauchy-Riemann equation are satisfied. Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. Therefore, f of z is analytic. Therefore, f of z is analytic function. Okay. F of z is analytic function. Now another example 2.
আর ওই সূত্রটা যদি পাওয়া যায় থিটা একটা হবে এটা
F of z equals to sin z. Okay, this is given. So sin z means what? Actually, sin z means what? F of z equals to sin x plus iy. But sin x plus iy is sin a cos b plus
cos s sin b.
cos s sin b. Therefore, u plus ib equals to we can write the now sin x cos iy means what? Cos hyperbolic y from the complex number plus sin iy means what? I sin hyperbolic y. Okay, cos x sin hyperbolic. Now equating real and imaginary part, we get what? U equals to what will be? Sin x cos hyperbolic y, and b equals to what will be? Cos x sin hyperbolic y. So partial derivatives of u with respect to x, what will be? Sin x differentiation what? Cos x, and this will be constant, Okay, and partial differentiation of u with respect to y, what will be? Sin x cos hyperbolic y formula, sin hyperbolic y. Okay, similarly for the partial differentiation of b with respect to x, what will be? Cos x formula what? Minus sin x sin hyperbolic y. Then partial derivatives of b with respect to y, what will be? Sin hyperbolic y formula what? Cos hyperbolic y. Cos hyperbolic y. But since del u del x equals to cos x equals to cos hyperbolic, this equals to what? Del u del x. And sin hyperbolic was x equals to what? Minus del u del y. So since del u partial derivative of u with respect to x equals to partial derivative of b with respect to y, and partial derivative of b with respect to x equals to minus into partial derivatives of u with respect to y equal. So Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. So we obviously say that f of z is analytic function. So for number three we can find complex conjugate will be x minus iy. Similarly for 4, modulus of z equals to what? Root over x square plus y square, right? So modulus of z square equals to what will be? This equals to what will be? Only x square plus y square. So just taking this, we can prove this result similarly. And this also very easy. And number 5 will be homework for you. Do quickly within 2 minutes. F of z equals to what? Given f of z equals to twice xy plus I into x square minus y square. So equating real and imaginary part, just u equals to what will be? U equals to what? U equals to twice xy.
2xy.
And b equals to x square minus y square.
Y square.
Now partial derivatives of u, what will be? Only 2y. And with respect to x, this. Now partial derivative of b with respect to x, what will be? Twice x. And partial derivative of b with respect to y will be minus twice y. But this twice x equals to what? Del u del y. From this. Okay. Now this equals to minus twice y equals to what? Del u del x.
This is
we
very
observe
easy.
that these two are equal. So Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. Hence f of z is analytic function. Okay, good afternoon to everybody. In our previous lecture, we have studied about analytic functions and Cauchy-Riemann equation. So if f of z be any analytic function, analytic function means what? Actually, this is continuous in everywhere. At the center of any neighborhood of Z naught. Suppose this is the entire domain D. This is the Z naught and Z1, Z2, Z2, Z3 dot dot. There are many points. So this f of z will be continuous at every points of Z. If we take any neighborhood of Z naught, then it will be continuous. So if f of z be any analytic function, then Cauchy-Riemann equation, what will be? Cauchy-Riemann equation. What was the necessary and sufficient conditions? partial differentiation of u with respect to x equals to what was partial differentiation of b with respect to y, and partial differentiation of u with respect to y equals to what was minus partial differentiation of b with respect to x. That means this is called actually Cauchy-Riemann equation, or we can write this as ux equals to by and uy equals to minus bx. In short form, we can write the Cauchy-Riemann equation in this way. So f of z, actually this will be continuous at everywhere. Then f of z will be analytic, and Cauchy-Riemann equation exists. Now we'll solve some example with the help of this. Suppose example 1. Example 1. Example 1, show that 1 by z minus 1 by z minus 1 is analytic at z equals to 1 plus I. This is a complex number, and f of z, this is the function of complex variable. So therefore solution will be given function of complex variable fz equals to what? 1 by z minus 1. So now we can this function, if this function will be analytic, then we have to show ux, that means partial differentiation of u with respect to x, uy bx and by. Uy means what? Partial differentiation of u with respect to y, and bx means what? Partial differentiation of b with respect to x, and by means what? Partial differentiation of b with respect to y are continuous in some neighborhood of this z equals to 1 plus I. Okay, if you take any neighborhood of z equals to 1 plus I, then this all will be continuous or partial derivatives, and Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. In this neighborhood. Okay, neighborhood. Z equals to 1 plus I. This means what? This means x equals to what? Real part 1, and y equals to what? Imaginary part what? Also 1 in this complex number. That means for real axis x equals to 1, and for imaginary axis y equals to 1. So the fz 1 divided by z minus 1 can be written as, how we can write? Just replacing z, x plus iy minus 1, this equals to, we can take a plus b into a minus b formula, right? x minus 1 plus iy, sorry, or minus iy, then x minus 1 plus iy, this and this same, so x minus 1 minus iy. So I am taking this extra in both, multiplying by in both numerator and denominator, same term. Okay, this is a plus b into a minus b. Now a plus b into a minus b formula, what? X minus a minus a square minus b square minus iy whole square. Okay, iy whole square. So this equals to x minus 1 minus iy divided by what will be x minus 1 whole square plus I square means what? Minus 1. So minus plus y square. Then I removed from numerator. Now we can divide it into two parts, real parts and imaginary parts. Plus real part and imaginary part, what will be? Minus y divided by x minus 1 whole square plus y square I. Or I can be written like this. So therefore u plus b ib, u plus ib equals to this. This is the ub plane and this is the xy plane. So equating on real and imaginary parts, u equals to what will be? Real part x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 whole square plus y square. And imaginary part what will be? B equals to what will be? Minus y divided by same denominator. Okay. Since u are and b are the function of xy, since u, x, y and b are the function of xy, are rational function. Okay, this is p by q types function. Okay, are rational function of real variables, x and y. And are defined at what? 1. Okay, if 1 x equals to 1, then it will be defined. So at 1, 1. And in a neighborhood of 1, 1. So these all derivatives will be, or partial derivatives will be continuous. Ux, uy, bx and by are exist. Understanding everybody? Now partial differentiation of u with respect to x. Ux what will be? Partial differentiation of u with respect to x. So how we can take that differentiation with respect to x? U by b process. Do you know u by b process? X minus 1 whole square plus y square. B square. Then we can write b into x minus 1 whole square plus y square b into differentiation of u. Differentiation of u what? 1 minus u into differentiation of b. Differentiation of this what? With respect to x? 2x minus 1. Okay. And y square differentiation of what? 0. Okay. Plus 0. So this equals to what? After calculating, we get x minus 1 whole square plus y square minus x minus 1 into 2 into x minus 1 whole square. Okay. Minus 2 into x minus 1 whole square, x plus x minus 1 whole square. So 1 will be removed. Then we get y square minus x minus 1 whole square divided by x minus 1 whole square plus y square whole square. Similarly, partial differentiation of u with respect to y. With respect to y, same procedure, u by b process. B square b into p into partial differentiation of what? U means x minus 1 with respect to y. This will be 0 because x minus 1 differentiation with respect to y, what will be? 0. 0 minus u into partial differentiation of what? B. B means what? X minus 1 whole square plus y square. This partial differentiation will be, this will be 0. So only twice y. Okay, twice y. So this means this value what will be? Minus 2y into x minus 1 divided by what will be? Plus y square.
এগুলো একটু স্যার ভালো করে স্যার প্র্যাকটিস করতে হবে স্যার, যদি স্যার
Yes,
একটু
yes, of
problem
course
হয়
you
স্যার,
have to do
তারপর
practice
স্যার
more and more.
নেক্সট ক্লাসে করব, কোশ্চেন
Again,
করব।
partial differentiation of b with respect to x. Partial differentiation of b with respect to x. Now write down now. So, write down every lines in your copy. Partial differentiation of b with respect to x, same u by b process. U by b process formula, this differentiation b into ddx of u minus u into ddx of b divided by b square. So same formula, x minus 1 whole square plus y square whole square, x minus 1 whole square b square, b into means what? X minus 1 whole square plus y square b into ddx of u. U means what? ddx of u means what? 0, because with respect to x. So minus y differentiation what will be? 0 minus u into ddx of b twice x minus 1. This equals to what will be? This whole 0. Okay, 0 multiply with all the whole the term will be 0. Twice y x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 whole square plus y square. Similarly, partial differentiation of b with respect to y. Partial differentiation of b with respect to y. Similar process, u by b process. Sorry, b means what? X minus 1 whole square plus y square. This whole b square, b into y square into differentiation of minus y with respect to y. What will be? Minus 1 minus u into differentiation of b with respect to differentiation of b. B means what? This whole x with respect to y, only twice y. Okay, only twice y. So this equals to, we can write what will be minus minus plus twice y square. Okay, so twice y square minus twice y square plus twice y square minus y square. What will be? Only y square. Y square minus x minus 1 whole square divided by same denominator. This will be whole square. This will be whole square. Remember it, b square. So if we take, this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2, and this is equation number 3, this is equation number 4. Ux equals to by. Equation from equation 1 and 4, from equation 1 and 4, same. Okay, same. That means partial differentiation of u with respect to x equals to partial differentiation of b with respect to y. Okay, and from 2 and 3, we find what? Partial differentiation of u with respect to y equals to partial differentiation of b with respect to x. Hence, Cauchy-Riemann equation satisfied. Okay, Cauchy-Riemann equation satisfied. So therefore f of z is analytic. F of z is analytic. Understand, everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes.
This equation means what? Ux equals to by. That means partial differentiation of u with respect to x equals to partial differentiation of b with respect to y, and partial differentiation of y with of u with respect to y equals to minus into partial differentiation of b with respect to x. This, if these two equations equal, then we call it what? Cauchy-Riemann equation. Since Cauchy-Riemann equation is satisfied, so the given function 1 by z minus 1, this f of z is analytic function. Okay, this is the required proof. Okay, now another example 2. If f of z is analytic at any point, then sin to f of z, c will be any constant, complex constant, is also analytic at that point, for this complex constant will not equal to 0. So multiple constant properties of analytic function. Let f of z be any analytic at any point. Let f of z be any analytic at the point z naught equals to x naught plus I y naught. And f of z equals to what was? This is the function of complex variable u plus I b. W plane. Then Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. Satisfied at what? At z naught. So therefore we can write partial differentiation of u with respect to x equals to partial differentiation of b with respect to y. And partial differentiation of u with respect to y equals to partial differentiation of b with respect to x minus into, okay, at z naught point. Let another function zz, suppose another function zz will be c into f of z. Okay, another function, this is the f of z. So and this is capital, sorry, small z z. Okay, two types of function. So zz equals to what? Another function c into constant multiple of function. So we can write c into what will be u plus I b. Okay, f of z equals to u plus I b. That means we get cu plus I into cb. So we get capital U plus I capital B, where capital U equals to, where capital U equals to what? C into U, and capital B equals to what? C into B, small b. Now capital Ux, partial differentiation of capital U with respect to x, what will be? C into what will be? Ux. Okay. And partial differentiation of capital B with respect to x, what will be? C into bx. Now, and partial differentiation of capital U with respect to y, c into uy, and by equals to c into by. But ux equals to what? dy. Okay. From here, this is equation number 1. From equation 1, we can write what? C into by, and bx equals to what? Minus cuy. Okay. This is equation number 2, and this is equation number 3. From equation 2 and equation 2 and 3, we see that this ux and this uy same. Okay, same value, right? ux, capital ux, uy. Sorry, this and by, ux equals to by. This and this same. Okay. and uy equals to this and this minus bx. So this is the Cauchy-Riemann equations of which function? C into z function. Okay. Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied for the function of complex variable of z. Hence, ux, uy, capital U, bx and by are continuous and u and b satisfied Cauchy-Riemann equation. So we obviously say that f of z is if f of z is analytic and c into f of z also analytic at the same point z naught. If f of z and complex conjugate of f of z are analytic functions, then we have to prove that f of z is analytic. Sorry, constant. F of z is constant. Solution will be let f of z equals to u plus ib, where u are the function of xy and b also function of xy. Similarly, complex conjugate, what will be? U minus ib. Okay. Since f of z is analytic, so Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. Okay. That is ux equals to by and uy equals to what will be? Minus bx. This is equation number 1. Again, f of complex conjugate of f of z is also analytic. According to the statement, also analytic. Therefore, analytic. Therefore, it also satisfies Cauchy-Riemann equations, right? That
Yes,
means ux equals to what will be? Ux equals to what will be? Minus by and uy equals to plus bx. This is equation number 2. Because here real part what? U. Okay. So partial differentiation of u with respect to x will be ux. Now imaginary part what? Minus b. Okay. This is why partial differentiation of minus b with respect to y will be minus by. Here plus by, but here minus by. The only difference is plus and minus. This is why. Okay. Now from equation 1 and 2, from equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2, we can write twice ux equals to what? By. But by equals to what? Minus ux from this. This implies twice ux equals to 0 or ux equals to what? 0. And uy equals to minus bx. This equals to minus by. Similarly, twice, minus ui. Minus 2 twice ui equals to what? Equals to 0. That means ui equals to what will be? 0. Now integrating on both sides from here, u equals to what will be? Integrating constant. Okay. C1. Similarly, b equals to what will be? C2. After integrating, partial derivatives will be removed. So u equals to C1 and b equals to C2. Hence, f of z equals to what was? U plus IB. That means C1 plus I C2. So this is a constant function, right? Hence, f of z is constants. Very easy. Okay, another example. Find the analytic region of f of z equals to x minus y whole square plus twice I into x plus y. Here we are given a function of complex variable what? F of z equals to x minus y whole square plus twice I into x plus y. This is the given function. Now we have to find out the analytic region. Okay, analytic, that means domain. So f of z equals to what? W plane, ub plane, u plus ib equals to what will be? X minus y whole square twice I. Now you put a real parts equals to real parts, u equals to x minus y whole square, and imaginary part b equals to 2 into x plus y. So partial derivatives of u with respect to x, what will be? 2 into x minus y. Okay. And similarly, partial derivatives of b with respect to x will be 2. Similarly, partial derivatives of u with respect to y equals to minus 2 into x minus y. by equals to what will be? 2. Since u and b are polynomials, their partial derivatives are also continuous everywhere. For analytic, it should be, since this is analytic, Cauchy-Riemann equation must be satisfied. If it is analytic, Cauchy-Riemann equations satisfied. Cauchy-Riemann equation means what? Partial derivatives of u equals to what? Partial derivative of b with respect to y, and partial derivatives of u with respect to y equals to minus into partial derivatives of b with respect to x. So therefore ux equals to by and uy equals to minus bx. So ux equals to what? 2 into x minus y. Okay. And 2 into x minus equals to, that means x minus y equals to 1. And uy equals to what? Minus 2 into x minus y. Just putting the values, we get this. So x minus y equals to 1 and x minus y equals to 1. For points on x minus y equals to 1, Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. Hence, we say that f of z is analytic for the point what? X minus y equals to 1. Okay, can you do this? It's very easy. Just we have to find the partial derivatives and satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equations. Similarly, another problem, prove that an analytic function with constant modulus is constant modulus. Okay, if f of z be any function of complex variable, then it's equal to u plus ib, and it will be analytic function. Okay, given statement. So modulus equals to what will be? Real part whole square root over real part whole square plus imaginary part whole square, and this will be constant. Okay, then we can consider this u square plus b square equals to what? C, capital C. So here capital C is the complex constant. Now differentiating one partially with respect to x and y, taking partial differentiation with respect to x, what will be? Ux 2 into ux, u twice u. X square differentiation what? Twice x. But this is the function of u is the function of xy. This is why again differentiation partially ux plus twice b bx. Similarly, differentiation with respect to y will be this. So we get two equation 2 and 3. With respect to x we get this, and with respect to y we get this, equation number 3. But the given function is analytic, so from Cauchy-Riemann equation you must know ux equals to by and uy equals to minus bx. Just putting these conditions in equation 2 and 3, we obviously got equation 4 and 5. Now, since equation 4 and 5 is homogeneous linear equation, okay, homogeneous linear equation in ux and bx, okay, ux and all are partial derivatives with respect to x. So taking determinant capital D, because just coefficient matrix u b from the first equation, and b into b minus u will be from second row from the second equation, first row from the first equation, second row from the second equation. So the determinant will be what? Cross multiplication minus u square minus b square. Now capital D is not equal to 0, because if the determinant is 0, then the solution will be not satisfied. So capital D is not equal to 0, then ux equals to 0 and bx equals to 0 is the only solution. So using Cauchy-Riemann equations, we get by equals to 0, ui equals to also 0. Hence ux equals to 0, so and by equals to 0, so u equals to c1 constant, just integrating on both sides. Similarly for the b variable, b imaginary part of complex function, so bx equals to 0 and by equals to also 0, just integrating we get b equals to c2. Hence f of z equals to u plus ib, so just putting u equals to c1 and b equals to c2, just the look like previous theorem. Okay, so if d is not equal to 0, we get constant. Okay, and if d equals to 0, what will be? U square plus b square equals to 0, then u equals to 0 and b equals to 0. Hence f of z equals to 0, which is also constant. So f of z is always constant. So we can say that the analytic function f of z with constant modulus is also constant. Similarly, this theorem also important for you. Show that an analytic function with constant imaginary part is also constant imaginary part. Suppose f of z is the function u plus ib, be an analytic function where b is the constant. Let b equals to c2. Just taking imaginary part, b equals to c2, because imaginary part is constant. Hence, taking partial derivatives, bx equals to what will be? 0. Taking partial derivatives with respect to x We get bx equals to 0 and by also 0 with respect to y. Hence f of z is, since given f of z is analytic, so obviously we can say that Cauchy-Riemann equation satisfied. Cauchy-Riemann equation means what? Partial derivatives of u with respect to x equals to partial derivative of b with respect to y, and partial derivative of u with respect to y equals to minus into partial derivative of b with respect to x. So ux equals to 0 and ui equals to also 0. Hence u is a constant. So integrating, we get u equals to c1. So putting the value of c1 and c2, we get the function is also constant. So this is the actually important theorem for you. And actually this is the important theorem of analytic function. Okay. And this is missing. This will be homework for you. Okay. If u plus ib is analytic, so that b minus ui and minus b plus ui also analytic. That's just we have to satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equations. Then it will be analytic. So this will be homework for you. Okay.